Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Good.
Oh, look at my hair.
I'm feeling like a human being again.
No big head.
I look like I just got out of bed.
What day are you on, Maria?
Tomorrow's my last day.
Okay. And
So,
actually,
six.
day 6, I started feeling like a human being. I couldn't believe day 4 and 5, man. I was like not happy.
I had a rough time this time. I don't know why.
So did I.
This was like the worst of all of them. Actually, my very first detox was the best, if you can believe that.
Funny. Well, I will say that I was shocked that day 4 and 5 were tough. But day 6 and 7, much better. So, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Walter, how's Lynn doing?
Not well,
Not well.
not well. She's lying by, but I should say laying by. But as she says, not ready for primetime viewing.
That's okay.
That's
She can hear us.
I can hear you guys.
Okay, we're praying for you. Get better.
Thank you. I just need to get this stent changed.
I get it. A few more days.
Yep.
What time is it? We still have a couple minutes.
Hey, Beth, can you send me the information that you were telling me about the Nutrimetrics thing on the 20, is it the 23rd, 24th?
Yeah, actually, they changed it. It's going to be a Nutrimetrics 101 and 201. Did I tell you that?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's only going to be Saturday. It's going to be a Nutrimetrics 101 and 201 on Saturday. And then Sunday, they're doing gene snip, but I don't think you need that yet.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll send that to you.
Okay, thank you.
I need to look at that too. Every weekend is filling up.
Well, and that's why, I don't know if you guys saw my email that I sent out earlier,
Yeah.
but we're doing some things on Sundays just because Saturdays are just like packed. And we just didn't have enough Saturdays left to get things done. So we chose a Sunday for ECCT and we chose a Sunday for something else and NUA on a weeknight. And actually I realized after I sent that out that I forgot to put on October 28th. So mark your calendars for that. October 28th is the product thing that we decided to put together that Laura brought up last week. So she's working on that. She is not on video right now because she is painting a wall that has to be finished before tomorrow morning when they show their house.
10 times.
Just in time is right. So awesome.
I still have the mail merge on my list. I had to wipe my laptop and redo it, so I'm putting everything back on still.
Okay. So what's going on, guys? We've got a bunch of stuff. I sent an email out. If you haven't seen it yet, I sent an email out earlier on upcoming events, basically to cover the last quarter. And I did that because although I'm sending them out via text each week, I know in text messages, things just kind of get lost. And I also know that some of you are getting messages from your local areas. Some of you are getting messages from your regions, from corporate. And I just wanted to try and keep everything lined up so that we can keep the main thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But like I said, I forgot to put October 28th in there. So add that to your list because I don't want to have to resend another email and clog up everyone's email inbox. So just add that. And Laura, I don't know if you can unmute yourself. Did we come up with a time for that?
Yeah, 6:30. I mean, 7:30, sorry.
7:30?
6:30 Central.
Eastern, I believe. Oh,
Right,
6:30.
7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central.
Correct.
Okay, beautiful. So I just want to give a shout out to those of you. I know that Denise and Maria and Laura and Ellen, you're all on the TLS Fit for Fall. And we had a great, I just want to put a shout out to you guys for a great call last night. I don't know, I didn't count how many people were there, but I want to say there were about 12. Did anybody count?
I did not, but my screen was full, so there were at least 12.
Yeah, my screen was full, so I'm guessing that was 12. I didn't have a second page. But I think that it was a great conversation, lots of takeaways for your clients or for you as well. I don't know, does anybody, Ellen or Lori, I mean, you're kind of new at that, Ellen, you're not new at this. You've been with us for a while. Were there any takeaways for you guys from participating in last night? You're on mute. You're still muted.
Now,
Now, there you go.
someday I'll learn how to work this. Yes, I took away a lot of good tips and things about recipes, and because I'm a picky eater, and so it's hard for me to mix it up. But I really tried hard this time to do that. But I saw a lot of good things, and people that shared recipes and talked about things and shared their food that I really want to try. So I think that's important for me because I've done really well on this detox, and I think it's because I mixed it up. I did not just keep eating the same thing.
Good.
Which is so important for the body.
Mm-hmm.
I made the dump ranch today. And even though it was after I had lunch and had already had my salad, I did stick my finger in and taste it. It's really good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It truly tastes just like ranch dressing. You wouldn't even know the difference. The only time I would notice the difference is like when I pull it out each day at lunch. It's very, very thick because the coconut milk is getting hardened in the refrigerator. So just mix it up and stir it up. And then what I did is I just, instead of drizzling it, because it wouldn't kind of drizzle, I kind of put just a little scoop on it and then mix the salad up into it. And then the whole salad got covered quickly. But
Well, I did as you suggested also. When I made it, I put about a third of it in a glass like salad container that I had. And then I took 2 other small 8-ounce containers and I filled both of those and put it in the freezer.
yeah,
Because I can't eat that in 2 weeks' time by myself.
no, it's hard to use it up that quickly. So the reason I wanted you guys to hear this is because not necessarily for yourselves, but moving forward for your potential customers and customers. I cannot stress enough how much leverage comes from an event like this. Ellen, you just said it. To be able to be in a group where there's 400 members, all moving in the same direction as you, maybe not on the same exact page as you, but all moving in the same direction as you, you are getting, the pictures of food day by day by day. And the reason I'm posting as a trainer every day is because it encourages other people who have never posted before. Now we're seeing other people throw their pictures in there. So Maria, thank you for always putting your pictures in there and your food, because it's us doing that encourages other people to start doing it. And now we're seeing it. And so there becomes so much interaction, and people like an Ellen who has a very limited array of food in her diet, she can now start seeing what other people are saying. And when somebody says, I don't like a lot of vegetables, or I eat a limited amount of vegetables, but this is what I made tonight and it was delicious, it makes you go, oh, maybe I should try that. Like Lori texted me today and said, so I bought cabbage. What do I do with it? But the thing is, we all start somewhere. So it's such an encouraging group. But here's the thing, there's going to be another one of these. I mean, be prepared. There's going to be another one. January is huge weight loss season. I can promise you that TLS will come out with another challenge of some sort. I don't know whether it will be 4 weeks or 6 weeks, but there will be something like this. Leveraging these events to get people into the overviews is what then leverages you to get them into the group where you don't have to coach them. The group coaches them.
Mhm.
I mean, we have 24 people in the group and I am not having to coach all of them. That's huge. That's huge. So I want you guys to know, is pay attention, because come December, like we're kicking off December, Suzanne and I are doing a TLS 101. We won't be talking about anything for the new year unless it's already released. But I could tell you it's already in the plans. We have something coming. I just don't know the dates of it, and I don't know the exact length of time of it. But we will continue to leverage, as a corporation, we will continue to leverage these online events because it allows leverage for everyone who's busy. And I think that's pretty much everybody. So whether you want to do TLS or you don't want to do TLS, we all know people who want to get health back into their bodies and more energy and weight loss. So if you don't leverage the event, I just feel like you're really kind of losing out because people are looking for what we have. So Lori, do you have any input from last night?
Not really. Well, it was nice hearing about some of the recipes and I don't know, it inspired me. And like I said, I've never been a big vegetable eater. You know, salads is the only thing I ever, and so I'm not saying that I'm loving some of it. In fact, I'm not liking it all, but I'm going to give it I'm going to give it a good shot.
Do you like soup, Lori?
Yeah. And I watched that thing on Facebook with that couple that was stuck on the road, and I went and bought a thing of tomato soup and had a half a cup, and that was good.
I love one of my all-time favorite recipes from the book, and it's on the website too, is the cabbage soup. Has cabbage, green beans, carrots, celery.
I'll have to look it up. I
It's
was going to
very
go.
good.
I was going to go print. I got on the website today. I liked your idea about printing it out, but I'm not going to print that many pages out. I'll go to the website. There's a lot of pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're printing a cookbook.
Yeah.
But there's also the carrot soup is wonderful. And Lori, just so you know, Pip just made our Mexican chicken soup today. So when you come over this weekend, you're getting Mexican chicken soup, whether you like it or not.
Sounds good to me.
Every day.
Well, like I said, I'm trying things that I've never done before. So this is a whole new area for me.
Me too, Lori. I tried lots of new things too. You're not alone.
Okay.
It's
I don't like Pip's recipe.
Y'all have some high iron recipes. Send them to me.
well, yeah, there's tons of, all you have to do is add a ton of kale and spinach and start plowing in the dark leafy greens because they're loaded with iron.
Yep. I just have to have them cooked first.
That's okay. Put them in soups.
I eat kale every morning for breakfast.
Put them in omelets,
Uh-huh.
layer omelet or layer it and put fish on top. We had kale last night, sauteed kale with garlic and sun-dried tomatoes. And then we put fish on top of that. And I made a side of guacamole and celery and leftovers of quinoa and Thai vegetables that
Yeah.
we had a little bit of leftover.
What's quinoa?
Quinoa it looks like a grain. So it's an ancient grain.
I've heard of it, but I always thought it was a starch.
Well, it's not a starch. That's the whole thing. It looks like a grain, but it's actually a protein. So it's a very good substitute for a vegetarian as a protein. So you don't want to eat it as a grain. You want to eat it as a protein. So you don't want to be loading yourself with it. But a little bit of quinoa on its own has it has a flavor like dirt. It really doesn't have a flavor. It's just kind of grainy.
Laura,
Um,
it's great in salads. I love it in salads.
mix it with anything. It takes on the flavor of
Mhm.
whatever you're adding it to. So we use it as a substitute for rice a lot of times. Now tonight I didn't use it as a substitute for rice. Tonight we had fried rice, shrimp fried rice, but I made it with cauliflower rice. And so we just made fried rice like we normally would, except we use cauliflower rice instead of regular.
I bought a bag of that cauliflower rice. I mean, what do you saute it in?
Just saute it in some extra virgin olive oil.
Butter.
Hey, Chef, this is why you have some of your health challenges, honey.
That has nothing to do with my iron.
Oh, so anyway, I don't want to spend the whole night on TLS, but I wanted to make a point because you guys, I want you to leverage the events coming up because they're there for you for that very reason. And you all know people that want more health and want to lose weight or what have you. And it's going to be big in January like it always is. So.
Can I ask one question before we move on?
Mhm.
The product symposium, do we buy the ticket in our back office?
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna buy the ticket.
And emails went out today. So as soon as you buy your ticket at this point, Ellen, you should get an email probably within 24 hours, if not sooner, with your links to the event.
Okay.
Okay, because all of those went out today. Did you guys, I don't know who signed up for it. Okay, so you got yours today.
And just throwing this out there, Product Symposium is great. And it's even going to be better through Zoom because of all the travel that was involved and all the rigmarole of getting to where they had the events made it exhausting. But just getting and logging in and sitting through the presentations is going to be a relief. The information is amazing, but it was always exhausting traveling there and traveling back and going through the hassle of, last time we went, it was in Springfield, Massachusetts. And we literally flew into Philadelphia and rented a car and drove because the flights were such a mess anywhere else. So just waking up and logging on is going to be
Refreshing.
I have always wanted to go to this, always, and I could never, ever pull it off. I'm very excited.
Good.
It's
Well,
going to be great.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm pleased that it's on Zoom. I think it's going to be a better event than live.
And here's the thing, if some of you feel like you're kind of scared of Product Symposium, I just want to say this, if you want to create more customers and you want to have more retail profit and you want to have more business owners who love the products, you want to get to Product Symposium because it's not just about the science, it's really about how to sell our products. It's all about the benefits, and they will give you actual ways that people and experiences of how people are selling the product. It's not just listen to trial marketing again. I mean, we have videos on that. It's going to be things that you have not heard before.
And you're going to walk away with products that you didn't know, either you didn't know we had, or didn't know they did that, or didn't know they could be used for so many things, that it's going to change your perception about a lot of our products.
Is it 2 days?
It is 2 days, but you get 14-day access like you did with convention. So you'll get the links and then right after get links for 14 days. And I did try to go to the convention links today to send to somebody new and they're gone. So that when they meant 14 days, they meant 14 days. They're officially gone. It is a white website with nothing on it. Real quickly before I'm going to let Denise take over because we've got some exciting stuff there. So just if you haven't already responded to my text message earlier about new unfranchised owner training, NUWA, just get back to me as soon as possible and let me know. I'm just trying to get an idea as to how many people will be attending that. That was in the email I sent. And
I think it was a text.
It was a text.
the NUWA information went out via text, but I also sent it in the email.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to let Denise take over in just a second. The only other thing really that I wanted to talk about is one of the things that we've done in the past and we haven't done in a while, and we're coming towards the end of the year here, unbelievably how fast it's gone despite everything that's going on, is doing vision boards. You know, so many times we spend most of our time talking about prospecting and retailing, and all of those are important. But the thing is, your vision for where you're going is what really drives you to do that. And if you don't get your vision down and you don't get your goal statement down, it's so easy to just give up when things get busy, things get tough. That's what will help you move forward day by day by day. So I really want to encourage that. I would like to actually encourage and challenge each of you to do a new vision board, whether it be online or in person, whatever. And let's start sharing them in the Facebook group. And let's come back and have a conversation about our goals and what we learned through the process. And again, a vision board is just basically taking your goals, the things that you desire in life, and putting them into pictures and words on a board, or on a, like I said, on a card that I print off index cards because I can put them everywhere. So however you want to do it doesn't matter, but to be able to get that vision into pictures and words, because like I've talked about before, the subconscious is very stupid. It's as dumb as a rock. So whatever you feed your mind is what over and over is what it tends to start believing. So if you feed it negative things and you're telling yourself and you allow that little person on your shoulder to talk negatively to you, you will start to believe it. If you sit in front of the boob tube and you get totally brainwashed day after day after day after day with their messages, you will start to believe it. So you have to go internal to be able to change the external world. And in order to do that, it takes not only words, it takes pictures. You got to hit the senses in so many different ways. So that's why we put it into pictures instead of just a goal statement.
And don't limit yourself. So when you start doing that, a lot of times we self-limit and think, oh, I won't be able to do that. I'm not going to put that on there because that'll never happen. And what you're doing is you're creating the roadblock right there. So if you've always wanted to go to Africa and take 2 weeks and see Africa, put it on there.
Take me?
Yeah.
I've been.
Okay, awesome. So the only other thing I have, I will leave for the end after Denise is done, but Denise has been doing such a good job. Thank you, Denise, for putting this together every week. She's
You're
done
welcome.
a bang up job of putting together. So my question is, who actually watched last week? Well, Denise, you know, how many people watched last week's video and responded to you? I don't need names. We don't need to call them out. But how many responses did you get?
I got 8 responses.
Okay, that's
pretty
good.
good.
That's good. Yay. So the reason that, Denise, tell them the reason why we're doing this.
Why we're doing
Why we're doing an audio of the week. Why, like why did we come up with this idea?
you called me and asked me to do this. I don't Well, I mean, I think the goal, part of what we talked about was, you know, helping, giving everybody participation. So something that we can do together every week and kind of be on the same page and learn and grow together.
Agree. And it's consistency and persistency, that if you don't stay focused on the things that we need to do. So what's the very top thing on your accountability checklist each week?
Watch a video.
Watch a video or an audio. So instead of floundering and just listening to something, Denise is putting together a very sequential process here to help you move yourself forward. and help the whole team move forward. So with that being said, I'm going to ask who remembers the 4 things that we had to report to Denise. What were they?
The keys, you mean, even what the keys were?
Yeah, there were 4 main things. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Use and share the products.
Share the plan.
And attend and promote events.
And
create-
imprint your team.
Create a team that does the same.
There you go. Beautiful. Yay. So those, keep the main thing, you guys. Don't get too distracted by so many things. So just get in your wheelhouse, whatever your wheelhouse is, whether it's cosmetics, whether it's skincare, whether it's nutrition, whether it's TLS, whether it's debt shredder, whether it's web centers, get in your wheelhouse, but keep the main thing the main thing. Beyond that wheelhouse is building your business if you want leveraged income. So very good. So Denise, what's our audio this week? And what do you, you might not want to start with what the audio is first. You might want to go over what you're going to go over first, however you want to do it.
No, I'm going to talk about the audios first. It's actually 2 short videos. Since I gave you such a long one last time, I'm trying to give everybody a little reprieve. And they're little bitty short videos, but there's 2 of them. The first one is called Evolution of Economics. It's 3.5 minutes. And the second one is the Unfranchised Difference. And it's 4 minutes. And both of those can be found in VB411. And does anybody see a theme here? So far every week I have had something from VB411. Just so I want you guys to realize that there is a ton of fantastic information in there. So if you haven't perused in there and played around with it, I would take the time to do that. So these 2 short videos they're a great educational source for our business. And you'll know more, you'll get what I'm talking about when you watch it. But while you're watching them, I want you to think about something. I want you to think about the level of thought and genius that went into creating this platform. We are in a platform that's based on using the internet, but it was built in a time when not every household had a computer. So here's some statistics for you. I was thinking about that, so I decided to look this up. And excuse me. So keep in mind that JR started this company in 1992. And according to census.gov, only 22.8% of households owned a computer in 1993. By the year 2000, that number had only increased to 51%. And as of last year, that number was 74%. So do you think that number is going to continue to go up, or do you think it's going to go down? I'm pretty sure that it's going up. And I was actually surprised that it's only 74%. So
Yeah, really.
That's because of this.
true, yeah.
They don't have to have a computer anymore.
What percent of households have 5 or 6 computers?
Okay, so when you're thinking about that, think about this. What do you think that JR was thinking in 1992 when he built a company that he called the Mall Without Walls during a time when only 1/4 of the people were even using a computer in their home? Do you think he had a dream or a vision or a goal? Charles Hunnell says the world without is a reflection of the world within. So what that means is that we cannot believe in our goals and dreams until we allow ourselves to see them in our minds. That's what Beth was just talking about. You've got to be able to visualize it, visualize yourself doing it, being there, and let yourself feel what that is going to feel like when you get there. So JR saw this company being successful before he ever built it. And that's what kept him filling those orders in the garage. And today, his goal is to see that arena filled with directors. And that is where his passion comes from, that you see him pouring out on the stage every time he gets up on the stage. So what do we need to do to develop just a fraction of that passion that he has? So we have to find what is driving us to reach those dreams and goals that we have, and find a way to focus on that. So use that daily quiet time that I talked about a couple of weeks ago to vision yourself achieving those goals and allow yourself to feel that emotion. All right, and so then once you've built that belief within you, then it's time to start filling those orders in the garage. But he's already done that part, you know, that he's got it that fixed for you. So all you got to do is plug that in on the computer and they'll fill the orders for you. What we have to do are those 4 things that Jim talked about last week that we just went over. So those are the keys to our success, and doing all of them, not just one. You know, you can sell the products all day long, but if you aren't doing the rest of it, you aren't going to reach your end goal. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So how many of you remember the movie The Karate Kid, the original? Remember Daniel came to Mr. Miyagi and he wanted to learn how to learn karate because he was being bullied. And so Mr. Miyagi starts having him do all these chores around the house, paint the fence, wax the car. And Beth has a short little clip she's going to play for us to remind you all about that.
All right, so we're going to watch this and then we're going to dissect it. So bear with me because I have to share my screen. Turn your audio up because the sound on this is much quieter than we are. So turn your audio all the way up while I'm getting this, because I have the video all the way up. I can't turn it up any higher. Give me a thumbs up when you've got your audio up. Okay, I can only see a few of you. So I'm going to go ahead and play.
Yeah, my audio.
You might need to turn your volume down a little bit now. So Denise, go ahead and dissect. What did we learn?
So I learned that I still cry every time I see that. But so here's where I'm pulling all that together. So when we do those 4 things, those result producing activities, synergistically and consistently, repetitively, like wax on, wax off, they come together beautifully to create the bridge to our new blueprint that I mentioned last week. And that new way of thinking and responding to the things that happen in our daily lives. Because 100% of our success in building a business that we've never built before is making a change in that thought that is powered by that feeling and is repeating it over and over again to create that new habit.
Beautiful, beautiful. So when Denise asked me whether she should use that video, I was like, absolutely, because it's all about skill sets, and the skill sets aren't hard, just like he's teaching him very basic skill sets. But there, notice it's not just, it was very specific. Well, we have simple skill sets, but they're very specific that we need to learn them so that we are using them correctly. That's why we spend so much time on the basic 5, because it's those skill sets that build an effective business. And it starts with what? What's the very first one of the basic 5?
Attitude and knowledge.
Attitude and knowledge. So if you don't get the mind right with the attitude, you're gonna just be wishy-washy, wipe, sand the floor. Be very specific so that you can be effective.
And that, what he says, always look I, every time. That's where you've got to have that vision and that focus, because when it gets boring doing wax the floor, you've got to have something that's driving you to continue waxing the floor.
That's right. That's right. And the thing is, so many of you are proof of moving forward, but then life gets busy and then you forget to just hone in on your skill set. You let go of your skill set. And so I just want to encourage you, keep coming back. And like Denise and I have been talking about the last few weeks, she's having tremendous results in her business now, but it's because she has been a student of the system consistently, persistently. And I know all of you want more than you have right now. And it's just becoming that. Sorry, Laura, I had to mute you. We had background noise. It was just, you just have to become that student of the system and do these simple basic 5s. So it's making sure you're getting the knowledge about the business. So attending UBPs and, learning how to show the plan, how to getting on and sharing a part 1 with somebody. So if you've never really done a part 1, get on, ask people here to be able to get in on their part 1 so that you can see what a part 1 consists of, and a part 2, a shop.com overview. Engage in the things. I'm not saying you have to be on everything. We're not on everything. It's impossible to be on everything. I send out all these things, but believe me, we're not on everything. I can't possibly, or I'd never build my business. So somebody was texting, or actually like 5 people were texting me the other week of, the TLS overview when it was happening. And I can't get in. What's the password? I wasn't on the TLS overview. I was on a Zoom session showing the plan to somebody. I got off of that Zoom session and I had like 6 messages asking me for the password for the TLS. We all have to start taking that responsibility to search for those things ourselves to become a leader. We have to hone our skill set. Okay. So Denise, I thank you for that. And the 2 videos that she chose we actually used to use those as a part of the home business presentation. But when we went to Zoom, we kind of, I mean, they're still very valuable to use them with a prospect on the right occasions. So you need to know that they're there. Hello, Joan. So we need to know they're there. So I know Pip had something else.
Yeah, it just, whether coincidence or the universe providing or whatever, but as Denise started talking, I looked to my left and I saw a Tony Robbins just sitting there. And it's just a quote, and it says, whatever you hold in your mind on a consistent basis is exactly what you will experience in your life. And that's just another way of kind of going with the saying that we always use. And that's what you think about, you bring about, and what you focus on grows. So it comes back to the mindset, because it always starts with the mind. Everything starts there. And like Denise was saying, JR's vision for this business started with the mind of thinking ahead that this is what his vision was. Everything starts with a thought. And we have the power to make that a positive thought or a negative thought. And yesterday I posted something on Facebook. Facts are neither positive nor negative. It's the perception of those facts that are either positive or negative. So things happen in your day, you have the power to say, I'm going beyond it, and not let that one thing stop you.
And right now at this moment in time in a political world, we need to shut all that stuff out. You need to go inside and focus on what you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on all that,
That's what's going
your
to grow.
business is not going to grow.
Mhm.
You've got to go in. You've got to shut that external world out, because that message they're sending us, no matter what side politically you're on, wherever you stand, it doesn't matter. Whatever they're feeding us is just mumba jumba. Okay, you got Googa, as Steve Harris calls it. We need to focus on where we want to go and what we're trying to create, because in the end, we started this business 25 years ago almost. And we've been through a lot of different presidential candidates. We've been through a lot of different presidents. And honestly, our business has continued to grow. It doesn't matter. It all starts here. So I just wanted to say that. We're going to open this up for questions. And I have one little thing at the end that's going to be fun for us. So anything related to your business, open forum. Tracy.
I wrote down I wrote down the first video and I didn't catch the name of the second video that Denise said.
The unfranchised difference.
The unfranchised difference?
Right.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Who has any questions about anything related to our business, products, business? Joan.
Where would I find the videos, and what is part 1 and part 2?
Good questions. Denise, as Denise said, the videos are on our team our team website, which is BV for business volume. So bv411.com. And under the tools section, there is, I believe it's media. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
And under media, there's a lot of videos, and you can find those 2 videos there.
Very well organized site.
Thanks to Pip, we have that site. So who wants to explain part 1 and part 2 to Joan?
I can.
Go ahead, Charlotte.
We have the unfranchised business presentation, but it's such a long presentation in one sitting, especially on Zoom, that what's happening is people are doing like a high level overview using the slides up to the 2 to 3 year plan versus the 45-year plan. And then people that are interested in learning more, we immediately schedule part 2, which is where you go through the more nuts and bolts of the numbers and you know how the commissions are earned, to break it up a little so it's not so overwhelming.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The only thing that would come before part 2 sometimes is if the person is only interested in product or says, I would have to like the products before I even take a closer look, then we would schedule more of a shop.com overview to go over some of the branded products and have a discussion that's relative to that person. So Joan, that's kind of how we did yours. If you look back, we did a part one, we kind of, Stacia did the high level concept. And then you wanted to know a little bit more about the product, because just like a lot of us, a lot of people will say, well, I gotta like the product. So then it became talking about the products, trying the products. And then we come back and do what Charlotte's talking about as a part two, which then at that point almost becomes a part three, but we still call it part one and part two. Part one's the first half of the plan up to the 45 versus 2 to 3 year slide. And then part two is the second half with the nuts and bolts and all the charts and diagrams.
Okay.
Good question.
And it works so much better because people are not so overwhelmed.
I have another question,
Go for
and
it.
sorry,
Everything is
it might be silly. Considering that shop.com offers so many products and so many different services, how am I going to determine which one I want to go into?
Ah, great question. Who wants to take this one?
Well, there is a ton of education, and I don't know exactly where you are. Yeah, are you still in the trial run with, or did you register?
I'm trial run.
Okay, so Stacia could line you up with whatever training segments. There's tons of videos about everything, and most of them are like within like an hour, maybe at the most. So there's like business overviews, basically. Like if you want to look at web centers, there's a web center business overview that if you were reaching out to if you were talking to a new person who wanted to do web centers, there's a video that you can show them how that works. So you could watch that for yourself and see how that works. The same thing with Debt Shredder. There are little snippets of how Debt Shredder works. They're, especially in YouTube, all of those presentations, like for Debt Shredder, are recorded. There are business overviews for motives that are recorded. So there's just a plethora of information that you can watch the business presentations and get a better idea of how you feel about that major, as we call them. And then from there, when you find one that resonates with you, then you can start digging deeper into what all is available for that.
And Denise, I'm glad you just used that word, because my question was going to be, so far, Joan, has there been anything that has resonated with you in terms of the products?
Honestly, I haven't looked at everything that there really is, because there is so much. I guess I need to look and see exactly what is out there and offered, and then go from there to try to look at the trainings to see what would really hit with me, because I think that's sort of where I'm standing off, is because it's like there's so much.
Well, and I don't want you to get analysis paralysis.
That's me.
It can happen. Getting too much information and not being able to make a decision. What I would say is go with your heart, go with your intuitive feeling. What is appealing to you? Is it something related to health and wellness? Is it something related to beauty and healthcare? Or is it something related to personal care? Or is it something related to home care? Because honestly, most of us here built our business in the first couple of years off of just a handful of products. And some of us have continued to build our business for years on still just a handful of products. So I'm going to actually go around real quickly and just have everybody say, what are their top 2 things that they sell consistently over and over and over again? Maria.
TLS protein shakes and daily essentials.
Charlotte.
TLS products and OPC3.
Paul and Denise.
Daily essentials and OPC3 and bromelain.
Tracy.
Daily essentials, I don't have a lot of customers yet, so.
That's all right, but you're just getting started, but Daily Essentials.
Yeah.
Lori,
Daily essentials and the glucosa.
and Glucosatrin?
Yeah, I live in a community with a lot of elderly people, and it really does help. The bone and joint formula, I'm sorry, the bone and joint. I sell a lot.
Ellen,
OPC and the multi.
Walter, and Linda.
Daily Essentials, OPC3, and TLS.
Laura,
Daily Essentials, enzymes, Pentaxol, and the TLS Axe.
there's always one that can't stick to their top two.
Sorry. But I had a suggestion for Joan. The home shopping list.
I think she's already gotten that from Stacia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've already gone there.
'Cause- Okay.
So yeah, so again, Joan, I think it's really about finding, like, I just wanted you to see that because it's not like rocket science. It's really about finding, and like Walter and Lynn are brand new, Tracy's brand new. I mean, everyone else has been around the products for a while. But the thing is, they're kind of brand new to the products, and they just found a couple of products. I mean, Walter will tell you, I mean, Walter, every question you asked me over the last couple of months about product, what is always my answer is my first go-to?
OPC3
OPC3 and
Daily Essentials.
Daily Essentials. Occasionally I might go to Digestive Health, but I mean, it's so simple, whether you're a nutrition person or not. I don't want you to feel like you have to be a nutrition person, because majority of the people here are not nutrition people. It's just that our society needs daily essentials. And so it's so easy to sell that product when you are in the right mindset. If you're not in the right mindset, you won't be able to sell it. So being in the right mindset, coming back to what Denise was talking about tonight, is really critical. But knowing that majority of the people out there, if you're running into people who aren't willing to put the money forward for daily essentials, they don't see the value in it. And so you have to look at how are you presenting it and who are you presenting it to? Because I mean, we have people of every walk of life imaginable as customers who buy daily essentials from us. And it's just, it's value. It's the value it has to that person. So very good. Anybody else have any questions or anything for
I
tonight?
have one.
Walter.
One of our customers was looking up information online about shop.com and our products, and uncovered something negative about JR and came at us about that. How would you handle that?
Okay. I'm going to ask somebody else before I go. How would you guys handle? Some of you have had that. You've had negative stuff come back to you. How do you handle it?
I usually try and direct them, like I'll send the one video that they put out about how you can always find something negative on the internet. What it's
Digital credibility.
Credibility video was really important. You know, you can ask, you know, what they saw and then try and refute it with information. But the problem is that there's so much garbage on the internet. So you need to know, you know, if they were, I've never heard that one. It's usually, you know, some lawsuit about being a pyramid or something, but no, I haven't heard that one, but that's where I usually go with that kind of video, or tell them to check the Better Business Bureau site.
Here's the thing. Go ahead, Tracy.
I was to say, ask them if they believe everything they see on the internet.
Thank you. That would be my first question, honestly. Do you believe everything you see on the internet? Because just like Charlotte just said, I mean, there's so much on the internet. If you want to find something positive about a person or a vision or an idea, you can find it. If you want to find something negative about it, you can find it. It's a bathroom wall. Anybody can write anything they want. And if they don't like what's on it, in terms of meaning the people who control it, they'll just shut it down and take it off. So be careful how honest you are about nutrition, Because if you put anything out there about the fact that you possibly got a result from something, they're going to shut it down. Yet we know the truth is I got the result. So what we see on the internet isn't always truth. And so I always remind them of that and then say, are you open to understanding more about the company? Because here's the thing, whether that is true or not true, because I wasn't there and I can't speak for that, whether it was true or not true, I know one thing, and that is we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and we would not have that if the Better Business Bureau did not feel that we deserved it. It is a not to be bought rating. You cannot buy a rating with the Better Business Bureau.
And most big companies don't have an A.
That's right.
No,
Okay.
Amazon doesn't have an A+.
They haven't in a long, long time.
And then
And
I
what
asked
you
them,
all- What you all just said, what Charlotte said and what you said, Beth, is the way that Lynn answered him.
Yay.
good job.
So was that a test, Walter?
No, not really, because he was, I mean, it's a close friend and I don't know, I guess Lynn was wondering if you would have handled it a little bit differently, or if you would have
Like
said.
she handled it well.
And
You know, people are going to believe what they believe. And like everyone said, the internet is just an open place where anybody can have an opinion and anybody can create facts, create statistics, and all of a sudden you can blog on anything and it's picked up and it gets shared and it goes viral, and all of a sudden, you know, you have this stuff out there. You know,
and no one's
it is what it
perfect.
is. I mean, has everyone made mistakes? Yeah. But you look at almost every large company, you know, has lawsuits, they get sued, the presidents of those companies, the CEOs get questioned on decisions all the time. And for some reason, when we bring up our business to people, they start digging for reasons to tell you why you shouldn't do it, because it's the crabs in the basket mentality. And if you don't know the crabs in the basket, if you put crabs in a bushel basket, you don't need to put a lid on it, because the crabs will not let another crab escape. So as one starts climbing up, as soon as he gets ready to get out of the basket, another crab will reach up and pull him back in. So they don't need to put lids on those baskets. The crabs take care of it themselves. And we call that the crabs in the basket. When people don't want others to succeed, as soon as they start seeing other people going forward, they reach up to try and pull them back down.
Especially family.
And family and friends are the hardest. They truly are. They think they're protecting you when in essence, they're holding you back from becoming who you're meant to be.
But I think you'll find the videos, first, the two that Denise recommended, and then the digital credibility, I think those are going to come in handy this week to watch those and throw in that digital credibility for you, so you can kind of see how we've already addressed some of the stuff.
The digital credibility video is not on BV411. You need to go to the Market America YouTube channel and type in digital credibility and it will come in the search.
It's also in the new marketing app.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Actually, we probably need to talk about the new marketing app here in the next week as people are starting to get some experience with it. I want to just throw out before we leave tonight, on our TLS Train the Trainer session that we had this week, or last week, I guess it was, we all took a little quiz called the Love Languages quiz. Has anyone ever done the Love Languages? Okay.
Yep.
So we did it, and I want to encourage all of us to take it. I want to do this going forward because, as Charlotte knows, we've talked about so many different personality tests, et cetera, and it just gets hard because there's so many different ones out there. But the thing about this was you get to see so that we can all kind of see how we interact as a team. And so when you go to I think it's lovelanguages.com. I'll look it up and post it. But when you go to lovelanguages.com, even if you're married, you're not taking the couples. You want to take the singles quiz because we're all coming to this as a single individual person. And we're looking at it more as a work situation than we are looking at it as a couple situation. So take it as a single and then send me your response of what your results are. So when you get in there, it will say email your results. You can email the results and it will tell me what percentages you are. And then what we want to do is look at the whole team and go, wow, this is, as a team, this is where we're really heavy. This is where we're really weak. This is, you know, how we can support one another, because we're all driven by different things. And then doing our goals and sharing our goals as we move into that is going to really help gel it together, I think, for everybody. So I'm just going to close with this.
I have one more thing.
Okay. I hope that all of you are taking this back to your teammates. If you have partners who don't get on this, I hope that you're taking these back to them and encouraging them to watch them, because there's so much value in these week to week. I think you guys can agree. I mean, we hear from those of you who are on here, but the challenge is not everyone's always available on a Monday night, or two, they don't see the value in it for them. And I know that there's people we reach out to every week, and I share this with them, even though they're not on here, and I hear from them and I know they watched it. And I know they got value out of it. So I really want to encourage you all to continue to do that. Even if your partners aren't necessarily engaged in building week to week, still share it with them, because it's just that one time they might listen to it and something might hit them and click.
You never know.
Where do you find the link, the recorded link? I know how to find the active link, but how do they watch the recorded link?
Pip always posts the recorded link in the Global Success Builders Facebook page, and then you're also putting them on BB4.
I haven't put them
Okay,
on.
he hasn't put them on BB4
Because
one on.
they're
It got too crowded. But every single week, either the night of or the very next day, he posts the recorded link into Global Success Builders on Facebook page, so that everyone has access to it. And you can go get it, grab it from there. As soon as you click it on, it takes you to YouTube. And then what you can do is just share that link. You can actually at YouTube, just hit share, and you can text it, email it, whatever you want to do to somebody.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. just
I have a question.
The digital
Sorry.
credibility video is on BV411
Under,
Okay.
under tools,
under Tool
under
Media.
media.
Okay. So you have to scroll down a bit. It's towards the bottom.
I have a question for Denise. What was the original, the video from last week? What was the name of that one?
Jim Winkler, keeping the main thing the main thing.
Ah, okay. You know I wasn't one of those 8s, right?
That's all right. The fact that you're taking it down now because you want to go back and listen.
I was a week behind, but I got caught up this week, so you can do it.
None of us are perfect.
Thanks.
Great. Anybody have any other questions? You said is that what you wanted to share? Okay. Anybody
What
have
was
any
it?
other questions before we exit? Awesome. All right.
What was
Make it a great
what was
week,
the
everybody.
test,
Oh,
Beth?
what was that?
What was the test you said you wanted us to take?
Lovelanguages.com.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You could take it as a couple if you want to. Just don't send those answers to me. I don't need to know that.
Yeah, TMI.
TMI is right. All right. Have a good week.
Better,
guys.
Lynn.
Good night.
Good night.
Everybody have a good week.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.